Good morning, students of class 9B. In the period of geography, we are discussing the chapter rocks. Today, we'll see the usage of rocks. I have mentioned 10 uses of rocks. Number one, rocks influences. Rock influences relief and drainage of the area. Relief, the physical features in which the plateaus, mountains, valleys, all these will come. So the formation of all these relief features depend on rocks. This is the rock that will lead a particular type of formation of physical feature in any area. So the formation of relief features are affected by rock. Now the drainage pattern, the direction of flowing water. The direction of flowing water is the drainage pattern, and this direction is very helpful, especially in the irrigation system. So this drainage pattern is also determined by the rocks. Number two, the rocks are used in making tools and appliances. Several tools, those are made up of rocks and appliances. Number three, rocks provide the building materials such as the rock pieces, those are used to prepare the buildings. Another, we prepare the marble, cement, sand, all these are prepared from rocks. Number four, potash, nitrates and phosphates. Rocks are the sources of these three chemicals: potash, nitrates and phosphates. And all these three are used in making chemical fertilizers that is used widely in agriculture sector. Number five, silica and clay are also obtained from the rocks, and these two, silica and clay, are used in making glass and pottery. Number six, rocks provide basis for the development of modern industries. As per the infrastructure of industries, rocks play prominent role. So the rocks provide basis for the development of modern industries. We get coal, petroleum and gas from rocks, and these three are the good sources of energy. Number eight, agriculture that depends on soil, and soil is obtained from the rock. So we say the soil is fertile or not fertile, that depends on rock. Many rocks contain humus, and the soil that is made up of those kind of rock will also contain humus. And if the soil will contain humus, then that soil will be fertile and very good for agriculture. So these three are interconnected: agriculture, soil and rock. Number nine, phase of history is also determined by the rocks. While the written evidences were not available, that period of the history is named as Stone Age. Again, this Stone Age is classified into several phases, that is Chalcolithic, Paleolithic, etc. So all these phases of history are classified on the basis of available rocks, and the last, rocks are the sources of precious metals like gold, silver, precious stone also we can say like diamond, etc. So these were the uses of rocks. The next topic of our discussion is rock cycle. What is this rock cycle? I have written here the continuous change of one type of rock into another type of rock under different condition. The continuous change of one type of rock into another type of rock under different conditions. The change of one type of rock into another type of rock means the igneous rock will change into sedimentary rock will change into metamorphic rock, and metamorphic rock again will change into igneous rock. So all these changes occur under different conditions. Those different conditions are heat, pressure, weathering, transportation, erosion, deposition, compaction, cementation, and all these we have studied when we are seeing the processes of formation of different types of rocks, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rock. In these changes, while the igneous is changed into sedimentary and sedimentary is changed into metamorphic, two types of heat are working effectively, prominently. Heat interior the earth surface and the heat exterior the earth surface. We have to say these two are the permanent sources of heat. Interior the earth surface, as we go deep inside the earth, the temperature or the heat increases because we are going near to the core that is present in the molten form, and this core is the permanent source of heat. Similarly, exterior the surface, the sun is the permanent source of heat. So from these two sources, the interior the earth surface and exterior the earth surface get heat permanently. So first we discuss about the igneous rock. You know, igneous is classified into two on the basis of its location. Those are intrusive igneous and extrusive igneous. Before that, before the formation of igneous, there is a source of magma, molten, that remains in molten form. While this magma is trapped inside the earth surface, under the earth surface, into the cracks and fissures of different layers of rocks, and it solidifies, then intrusive igneous is formed. And when this magma is able to reach to the earth surface, and after coming in contact of cold environment, this molten form of magma solidifies above the earth surface. Then extrusive igneous is formed on the surface. Since these extrusive igneous rocks are exposed. So the solar heat is subjected on the extrusive igneous. Due to this reason, the extrusive igneous is weathered, eroded and deposited as the sediments. Extrusive igneous are weathered, eroded and deposited as sediments, and after compaction and sedimentation of the sediments, sedimentary rocks are formed. It has several layers. Then due to continuous deposition of sediments, the lower layer of sedimentary rock gets pressure from the upper layer, and that is suppressed interior of the earth surface, and due to intense heat and pressure inside the earth surface, this sedimentary rock passes through metamorphic. So till here we saw under different conditions intrusive igneous is changed into extrusive igneous. Extrusive igneous is changed into sediments, and the sediments play important role in the formation of sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are changed into metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock melts and again magma is formed. As we are seeing the formation of extrusive igneous from the intrusive igneous, but under different conditions due to upliftment and denudation, the intrusive igneous also is exposed directly, and due to solar heat under the process of weathering, erosion and deposition, the intrusive igneous are changed into sediments, and the sediments are compacted and cemented to form the sedimentary rock. Not only the intrusive igneous, metamorphic can also be exposed directly under the heat of the sun. Sedimentary can also be exposed directly under the heat of the sun. As the three rocks will be exposed under the heat of the sun, then there will be process of weathering, erosion and deposition. Sediments will form. Now you will think, how does metamorphic rock melt? As the lower layer of sedimentary rocks get pressure from the upper layer and it goes deep inside, due to intense heat and pressure upon the sedimentary rock, the sedimentary rock is changed into metamorphic rock. Interior the earth surface, the temperature increases, and that temperature is enough to melt the metamorphic rock into magma. Again this magma rises up and the process remains continue. In this cycle of rock, the constituents or the compositions of rock remain same. Those are not destroyed. As the type of rock changes from one to another, these compositions, these characteristics are also transferred from one type of rock to another type of rock. It's a very good question that is based on diagram. If it is asked to write the rock cycle, you must write the definition. Then you write these two factors, those are involved in rock cycle. Then you explain through this diagram. And we completed this chapter today. In next day, we will start new chapter.